Hello guys and welcome to yet another session of Gosu Academy. Today we have a topic that has just been requested by the people who are here at the Academy, and what we'll be doing is basically we'll just be going through different CT positions on various maps, and I will be giving my top tips. So it will be less about how to play certain positions and more so things that can kind of push you to do some extra in every single specific position. I'm not sure how many maps we'll be able to go through. I'm not sure how much time I'll be needing for each spot, but we'll just take it as we go. And I think it's a really cool thing because definitely a lot of the positions I have some specific trick that I use when I play these positions, or I like to see my teammates use, or the players that I coach. So with that said, if you'd like to request a topic of your own here at the Gosu Academy and want to have a topic that you are very interested in covered, you can try out the Gosu Academy by using the link in the description. There is sort of a 1 month trial. It works in a way that you sign up and I believe you pay, but there is 100% money back guarantee. So if you decide you don't like it anymore, you can get your money back. I'm one of the coaches. I believe there are like 3 sessions per week. And yeah, you can ask questions during the session. You can request topics. You can play 10 mans. You can do a whole lot of stuff, and I really recommend you guys check it out. But yeah, let's just get straight into it. We'll start on arguably the most played map, Mirage, and we'll just start on A since this is kind of one of the the rightmost position. It feels appropriate. So for a Mirage, there are definitely a couple of things that are important, but I think one of the most important things is understanding that majority of the rounds you are playing against only one A player, at least if you're playing at a decent level. This means that if you push and you spot some guy, and you feel like the T's are also taking mid. Let's say I'm pushing slope and I now get contact on a T, and none of us win the duel. As I'm backing off, I can choose to take a risk and walk push into A house. The reason why this is so smart is because it allows me to take aggressive map control and put myself in a spot where I'm able to stay alive in an unexpected position, based off the information I had in the duel. And it's very difficult for T to actually counter this, because for the T to counter this, I mean, they have to get contact on you here, and then they have to go all the way back to A house, and then they have to clear out a lot of really tough angles. Like this is a huge off angle. You can sit here, you can sit on like a million places, and this is just one of those moves which is a reaction to something that happens in a round, which I am personally a very big fan of. Another thing that can be really good to do late round is if the TA player has not played aggressively whatsoever, and we're getting to like 1 minute, or maybe even later, maybe towards like 50 seconds, a lot of the time it can actually be really good to smoke either slope or apps. Me personally, I prefer like smoking apps. So around this timing, I will be smoking apps, and as the smoke goes up, I will be playing like top of bell. When my smoke has been up for like 10-ish seconds, if still nothing has happened, I sometimes like to just sit inside my own smoke and fade it, for the reason that most A house players, as they are getting ready to play with their team, they will maybe be ready towards the smoke and be looking right side, or fading the smoke like this. And then it becomes all about who gets the corner first. If I'm sitting here and looking this way, and he's sitting here looking this way, he will get stuck on me, and I will be getting a free kill on the side. But if he gets the corner first and he's looking this way, then I'm the one hitting him, and I'll be looking like this while he is killing me. So having a good feel for, when to go into the smoke there is really key. And I think other than this, I guess one tip, it's not so much for playing aggressively. Well, I have one more tip about playing aggressively. Basically, just if you are playing A and the T's are taking mid, a lot of the time, it can be really good to take a risk and just push either slope or apps. Again, if the Ts are taking mid in the mid round, you are likely playing against only one A player, and if you can win this fight, you can kind of completely disregard A. You can decide to just not worry about slope, not worry about apps, and you know whoever is going A will have to be going through con as a sort of split. So yeah, that's a really good reaction, like very high level reaction. I want to show this model. Probably some of you have seen it as well. But if you're here, you can aim, I believe, up on this corner. This Molotov lands like this. It's actually, I'm not sure about the new Molotov mechanics, like the new incendiary. It does seem like it works kind of in the same way, but basically this particular incendiary, Molotov's default, so you can't plant here. It might be not burning there now because I've thrown it multiple times in the same position. Sometimes this can kind of bug. But normally, at least, it will be burning default, so you can't plant here. It burns front triple, like front default, sorry. And then it also burns triple here. So the only bomb plant that is basically available is front triple for mid. And it is a great piece of utility to slow down bomb plants. Definitely worked better when Molotovs were bigger, but if you are in a situation where you have a T Molotov, absolutely give this one a go. The old one as well should burn here, so you can't even really plant here. I guess it kind of does. But yeah, it has been nerfed a little bit with the recent incendiary grenade changes. Used to be a very solid play, however. Moving on to Con. Con is a place where, you know, there's a whole lot of stuff you can do. One of the most basic things is simply just smoking down Con. Now, with a Con smoke, probably a lot of people know this, but you can walk on the left side of the smoke and you can use this to peek underground. This can be really powerful because the underground players are typically not that worried about this kind of a peek if they have players top mid. But in reality, this is, you know, when this move is the most dangerous as CT. Since, you know, having people top mid gives the underground guy a false sense of security that he's able to scale and take space in this area, when, yeah, this is not really the case. Now, I just showed this smoke with running, where it lands basically here. Sometimes, as a con player, I like to throw my smoke a little shallow on purpose. And the reason why is it can sometimes give some pretty interesting angles towards top mid. I even did fade it a little bit here. Maybe it opens up eventually. Yeah, I've recently had some issues with my CFG. I would love to remove the smoke and try again. But basically, the idea is having the smoke land closer to the back wall. Let's see if I can actually accomplish it. Something like this. It gives you some pretty interesting angles towards top mid, where the T's, it will look like the smoke is kind of there, and then you will be fighting them from here down in Con. It's definitely possible if you're a Con player and you like the idea of the smoke, you can find a sort of set lineup for this. I try to throw it on feeling most of the time, but it's a really cool smoke to try and do this with. As a Con player, I think this is a really underrated HE. If you get stuck in this corner, you're in middle of the shadow, you run and jump throw. Hang on. Need to bind my jump throw. This is a nade that lands right in the middle of slope, and if the T's are doing like an A execute, or if you just feel like they're going to be contacting up, this is an HE that can really damage a whole lot to, you know, the entire T squad. If you don't like doing the jump throw, you can also just aim here on the white mark and just run and throw it. I do think it's kind of, it's easier to throw, but I feel like it's a little bit worse. Personally, I prefer doing it on a shadow, but to each their own. Actually, I have something I want to test, but let me test it in a moment. So,
Nate,
yeah?
your internet's kind of dying.
Okay. You know what? Is it still?
I have no idea what you just said.
Ah.
It's not just me, right?
Okay.
No.
No. I just
Okay.
reset it.
That's a shame. Yeah. Okay, can you hear me now?
Boy, hell
You
no,
sound very
boy.
robotic.
That boy is stuck in time.
Wait, what the fuck? I just got some really weird sound as well.
That's some guy who joined as the
Oh, okay. Okay.
soundboard hotplay.
Okay. All good. Is it better? No, right? No.
No. Robotic you is not very nice sounding.
On Discord,
Um,
it says if the stream we're watching has reduced video or audio quality, so you might want to restart maybe the Discord stream.
Yeah, I'll try it. Sometimes my internet acts up.
Sometimes the Discord EU servers stink, so if it gets bad, we can move to NA.
Yeah, it might be on my end, but I don't see any issues in CS though. I think I will continue the session since we have a video as well, and then people can potentially rewatch it. Because otherwise it's going to be an interesting video. And especially today, I don't have time to actually cut anything out, which is kind of unfortunate because I'm going on vacation tomorrow. So yeah, definitely won't have time for that. I hope it will fix itself in the future. I wonder if I have something open, which I shouldn't have, but I don't know what that would be. I'll try to do this and see if going down in quality on the Discord stream maybe changes anything. Otherwise, guys, I will just have to continue for the sake of the video. So basically, if you're a con player, you can go put your shoulder up on this. It's a really good Molotov for retaking. It lands on top of this box and it should burn everything on the back, but also the front. So both Ninja and Default is gonna be burned out. And something I wanted to test is what happens if you smoke here. Yeah, you do actually get a really tricky smoke because I remember. Is it fixed now?
Yes.
Yeah, it is,
Yeah,
right?
it's a lot
Yeah, it's a lot better.
You know what? I'll restart the stream with the good settings here, just so you guys can see. Okay, so actually interesting, because I don't know if I can land a smoke like this, but in CSGO there was like a one-way smoke you could throw like this, and I think potentially this works if you aim correct. That's actually really interesting. Sorry guys, I need to do a little bit of investigating because I had the thought of this smoke again. Like, look at this. So like if the T's don't smoke stairs, you can actually throw. There must be some lineup for like a pretty one-way smoke here. In some certain way. Like this, for example. This would be crazy good. So you can actually go and fight this. Okay, anyway, this is a pretty cool trick. Maybe not super useful, but maybe I will cook up a lineup here. Anyway. That's another trick for the con player, and I guess that is kind of it. I'll show just one kind of flash that's pretty cool if you're retaking B. What feels really right when you retake B if you want to flash out B is bouncing a flash like that. And it does work, but I feel like I've had it in the past that depending on how it lands, yes, like that. So if you hit this side of the frame, it will actually fly out, but if you hit the left side of the frame, it will like bounce back in. And that's obviously not what you want. So what I like to do is as I'm coming out here, I will do it like that. And you can go out with the flash. A very small detail, but actually pretty neat trick. For window, there is the very obvious, you know, if you have the window smoke, you can do the window nade and blow this up. I saw Monacy did... Was it like this? Yes. So, I think I saw in a video, like, with a window smoke, you can go, like, not this line, but this line, aim directly up, underhand, and then be ready to peek. I think you can even jump up here, and it should give you, like, kind of one-way properties, because of how the smoke blows. It only blows in the side, and especially if you're standing up here, you will have, like, some pretty neat advantage. So that's definitely something you guys can try out if you would like. For window as well, I think not a lot of people know it, but you can smoke con for your con player like this. It's a very easy lineup, and it can help your con player buy some time. Let me see if... Oh yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of have... I really wish I had the smoke deletion bind. I have a trick. It was pretty good in CSGO. I used it quite a lot. In CS2, I'm not sure if it still is that good, but basically, I have a trick where I throw my smoke up in the air as I'm crossing this. So like I underhand it now. And this smoke essentially makes it so, if it lands correct, I can sit in front of the smoke in con and take my first shot, and then I can jump back up. And as I'm back up here, you can get one way on top mid. This is like definitely a Nedosafix move that I think I'm the only person on the planet using. But if you land the smoke correctly, it can be really good. I think here it might be too deep. No, it's actually still pretty good. So the idea of this smoke is it looks like con is smoked. And if anyone tries the Molotov con, it's always going to be turned off. But you can sit here in front. And it's, yeah, super neat. And then taking the second point of contact from up here in a one-way is yeah, I think it's a super sick move, but it definitely takes some practicing. I will see. I just had a. I probably can't get this to work, but I've never thrown this smoke in CS2. I'm not even sure if it still works. It's close, you know. How was it again? Oh, it might have been like this. So I need to try this. I think it's really so close. So yeah, I'm trying one last time. There is a spot where you can bounce the smoke and it bounces down and it hits and it bounces back into con. But I think because of me throwing a smoke, it's a little bit tricky to... you know what? Never mind. Actually, I guess I can just do 6. Yes. Let me try it one more time. Because I had a lineup which was actually pretty interesting. I will give it 2 more tries here. So essentially it needs to bounce there. I need like... Was it like this? It's really close. Because this is one of the coolest smokes I knew in CSGO. Maybe they've changed how this works. It looks like they have. That is very sad, guys. This would have been a really cool trick. Okay, never mind then. But I guess, yeah, just as a window player as well. I mean, you will be the AWP. If you have a teammate boosting you here, you can like do a jump up and jump up here instantly. But in CS2, even you can just do like this and that and be up here with AWP. And it's also extremely fast. And you can also hold like AWP angle in a headshot angle like this, where you can, you know, take the shot and you can always like get away. So that's really cool to do. I think for A, I'm not sure if I have something super specific. I don't think so. Oh, actually, one thing I've got to say as A player, I'm not sure about the lineup anymore. but I might as well show it because it was actually pretty cool. Some people did the Molotov like this and did a smoke like this or something. Yes, kind of like that. I guess more on an angle, maybe. Let me think here. Like something like that. I mean, either way, it actually works. So basically, some people did this. It's like the Gosu B combo, but they would do it like this. Oh, I accidentally hit my whatever bind. And the idea of this is that, you know, the smoke comes and blooms in a way where you for sure get the slope. Yeah, the inside slope area basically, and you block really hard at the beginning of the round. It kind of is out of the meta, but it's a cool enough trick, I think. About short, I'm gonna be honest and say I don't know a whole lot of tricks because this is the one position I've basically never played. One trick, I mean, this is very meta, but if you go here and you aim, I believe it's here, you should be smoking con. I'm not sure this is the lineup everyone uses, but I guess this works. I have in the past in CSGO like used a smoke like this, which lands to give yourself space to go out and like check underground, and you can also play up on this sign and check, like you can actually see heads above this box. It can be kind of interesting. One of the best things I think about short is that a lot of people like to boost here, and then the guy will be standing up here, which can be interesting. But I think always the better boost is having the guy boosting standing here, and you can get an angle like this basically. So not only is this better because you're kind of in a headshot angle, but you can also see like when people walk up con, and if they walk close short, or if they go delpan, and if you're standing here in headshot angle, you have some really strong duels. And if you miss, or if you get blind, or if you whatever happens, you can always just like step to the side, and as you're like no longer blind, you can step out again, and you still have this very strong positioning. I think this is extremely underrated. Not enough people use it, and I recommend trying that for sure. For B, I showed already this trick, but yeah, jumping up like this is in my opinion really cool. I think for B players, there's honestly a lot they can do. One of the tips that I think I learned while playing B is I have two different ways of molotoving B depending on what I expect. I like to molo B like this, which is kind of the normal molotov, where you molo deep. And this one is like a kind of general molotov, because if the T's want to rush B or whatever, they have to turn it off very early, and I will, you know, get an early warning system. But also it makes it so if there is an AWP player here, he has to be pushing in front to take a fight, and it becomes something kind of uncomfortable where, you know, if I jump and I see him or whatever, he's in front, and I can start like maybe nading him or flashing him or something like this, since the molo behind him is still burning. But I have this lineup where I go here and I look for this line, and if you aim to the left of the line, it takes kind of this corner, and it pops at a space that is kind of annoying to turn off a molotov, because if you do, you get a smoke that blooms and blocks this whole area. So if I'm doing an anti-B rush, you know, you could do something like this, and you can jump up here and here. And now, if they turn off the molotov, I can go in here where I can't get blind from any flashes, and I'm holding a smoke that lands, you know, here. And it's just a death sentence for the T's. Another reason why this molotov, in my opinion, is good is because at some point in CSGO, it was meta for the front spawn towards B, when people wanted to B pop, to, I mean, I called it muddy, after the player. But basically, the first player would come in here and would do this move and go stand here. And then if the B player was jumping in for it, would look like, okay, no one's close. And then when the flash comes over B, this player just swings out and is already so close that the B player gets caught. And that's why I like to alternate. Sometimes I do the Molotov that lands here. That way, no one can go muddy at the start of the round, and it is kind of an anti-early depop. So I kind of like that. I think there's still things that people can find out in terms of playing a B. Like I had a teammate at some point who had a smoke lineup like this or something. Yeah, definitely not this deep, but you get the idea. Like a smoke that landed here. And I know someone I played with also had a lineup where they did something like this, and it hit the... I'll try to aim a little lower. But like it hit the back wall and came forward again and landed at the end of the B house. And I think, this is something that more B players should probably be trying. Then you can have the short player or the AWP or whatever do like a flash for you. Any flash that goes like on this, like in this area, will blind anyone in the small kitchen and will allow you to take kind of deeper B control, which I think can be really good because it's hard to play against. Another thing, and I'm not sure how exactly I will throw the smoke in CS2, but if you do a smoke like, let me try to throw it slightly more to the right. If you throw a proper smoke here, actually even more to the right. I don't have a lineup for this in CS2, but in CSGO I did. And you can basically throw a smoke. Let me try it like this. Kind of like that. You can even get it further. And further. This might be too far. Like this, basically. So that when I'm pushing into the kitchen here, I have like a one-way above the smoke. It is, in CS2 people can still see you when you do this smoke. But it is pretty unexpected. And if you are moving anywhere in B house and someone is standing above this smoke, I do think you will kill him. So this is like also a neat trick you can try. This is kind of useless, but I used it before. So since you've probably never seen anyone do this, you can actually bounce a Molotov off this lamp that goes in and burns deep kitchen. So if you want, you can actually have, a teammate do this Molotov. You could potentially jump up. Then you could mull on the lamp, and then you could use this to take deep B. If you want it. But, yes, very specific. Okay. I had one more thing on B, I think. What was that again? I guess, well, one thing is, if you're playing in a window like this, you basically can't be blind. And if you are playing against like Tech 9s, like 10s, just getting like the first kills early by killing like 1 or 2 here and then dropping is extremely overpowered. And yeah, it's nice to know. I know some players when they play against like low money. I remember Valde was doing this a lot, and I actually think it's pretty good. He would use his smoke early against low money always, basically. So he would come to this trash can, he would aim here, bomb. And then this smoke goes and lands like in the opening that I talked about earlier. And then, I fucked up the movement, but essentially you can go here, or you can even just stay here. And now for Tech 9, Mach 10, it's pretty difficult to go through this. Obviously in CS2 we have nades, so maybe they will just nade it. But still, I think it's pretty cool. I'm pretty annoyed that I don't remember what was my last thing I wanted to show. But anyway, here are a shit ton of B tricks. I will show a smoke I've recently learned. If you go in here, you aim. You see the windows here. You aim up here. Better a little bit higher than a little bit lower. Like really fast window smoke. I'll show you a smoke I found. It's kind of a work in progress. I'm actually not even sure I remember how I did it. But yes, kind of like this. This is an interesting retake smoke that, if you land it correctly, will make it so the AWP can't see kitchen. I think I have to do it a little bit more to the right. But I think this will work. this basically makes it, at least if you throw the smoke correct, that the orb can't see kitchen window. And it gives your B player who is lurking more space to get close on apps. Is it good? I have no idea, but it is an interesting thought nonetheless. Yes, and I think that's kind of it. I guess I can show one more thing as well, also for retaking. If you're here, you can aim up here and crouch with smoke. And you can aim between this and like the door frame, like that, and Molo. And I believe this is a Tetris Molo. By doing this, you kind of isolate one side, and it can be pretty cool. Oh yeah, one other trick for A. I've shown this before, but if you don't, like if you want to check palace, but you don't want to die, what some people will do is like they will go up the ladder like that and check it. It's kind of shit. You can also go like fast up the ladder and check, but you have to do some weird movement. But if you just walk into the ladder from this side, you can, you know, still do the fast ladder movement by looking up and pressing WA. You will never make noise, and you can check if someone's hiding in a corner by doing this. And it's really cool, because for the T's like to kill you, they have to aim here and be ready. It's basically impossible. Any questions, guys? Alright, then I will move on to another map. Any request for map? I was thinking ancient, but it doesn't have to be.
I was thinking either ancient or Anubis actually, so either of those two.
Yeah.
Can you do Dust 2 after?
Yes, depending on how much time we have, because already Mirage, it took a while, but maybe I think I will have fewer tips for the other positions. So for the B player, I can show you, or I'm not sure if I'll do this correct actually. Let me try. Nope. Let me try this again. I don't remember the lineup for this. Oh wait, it's like this maybe. Yes, I think so. Yes. So basically, some people throw the B smoke from spawn, and it's cool because you can throw it and it's there very fast. But the problem is you have to always like stop and do some kind of movement. Even if it's jump throw forward, you are wasting time. And alternatively, as you're coming out of spawn, you can aim on this dark dot. Then you can just hold A, and as you hit the wall, you jump throw. If you do it correct, which I didn't do, probably because I'm explaining things, I think maybe you have to like hit that wall and aim on the black dot. At least if you do it correct, you will have a smoke that you do for yourself as B player while running. And this is very time efficient, like you don't basically waste any time. But what is also an advantage is the smoke comes there a little later. So the T's have less time to react to the smoke being in the doors. And also the smoke will be up for longer. So that's pretty cool. Also, for B players, a lot of people, I don't know really the lineup, I just do it on feeling, but you can come and you can do like this Molo. And it lands at the top of the ramp pretty consistently, especially if you have a lineup, which I don't, but I just do it on feeling. Yeah, that's how a lot of people do it, because then you can immediately continue your movement towards long. As B player, if you want to, you know, put some pressure, like again by doing like the door, whatever. If you aim basically in the middle of this plant from the pillar, this is a smoke that lands on the door. From here you can do like this. You can come and do this, and you can do a flash top left. If you have someone pushing banana, there will be smoke in the door. There will be Molo here, and you can push with flash. Really cool. Also, you can from here aim. Yeah, I think. It's not that good in CS2, but it basically pops really fast because it lands in the corner of the door. But because of the volumetric smokes, it's a little worse in CS2. The reason why this one is good is because you can do this and then aim here. And you get a flash that bounces, at least if I did it correct, on the box. And is very difficult to dodge. So literally for the T, it will just be like a smoke comes, so his teammate can't hold him, and then he will turn around, and then the flash comes, and now he's just full blind and dead. If you push off of it. So that's a really cool trick. This flash I think is extremely powerful. So basically you bounce it off this and you can use it to peek with. For the T's it's like pretty difficult to dodge because it comes from side kind of like a pop flash. I think also if you are short fighting B, one of the best things you can do is just bounce a hard flash on this wall. If it lands here and you have a teammate pillar or whatever, he will always have it in his back. And you will also always have it in his back. And it's extremely difficult for the T's who are scaling up to dodge this flash. Like, it will always be in their view. No matter where they're running, this flash will always be in their view, basically. Unless they can get to here. At which point, I mean, you're kind of peeking in an angle where you will have the advantage on them if you swing out. This angle isn't really played much anymore, but it's a fun off angle to try. As a T, when you're coming up here, you like check this and you check this, and as you're moving here, you now get shot from here. And yeah, potentially worth trying. For cave players, do I have any like good tricks? I mean, there is this trick which is very new. I don't know exactly the lineup. I guess it's like this, where it's kind of stupid and will probably get patched soon, but if you line up with this and you aim here and you run and you throw, the Molotov, see, I didn't do it correct. I don't really know the lineup, I'm gonna be honest, I'm just winging it. But it should land in this bucket, and if you do it correct, the smoke can't be turned off. As you can see, I think it was still burning, so I think the top teams are using it right now. Like, there is a lineup so you can land it in that bucket, and apparently if you smoke in the bucket, it can't be turned off, basically. I will try to see if I can show how good this is. So I'll just like actually throw it completely in the bucket, and I believe if I smoke this now, it won't actually turn off the Molotov up here, as you could see. So it's kind of a Molotov you can't turn off, and that's why people use it. I think retaking cave can be done pretty easily if you have like if I have an MP9 and I'm cave player and I ask my B player to come with me, what I like to do sometimes is bounce a flash hard that lands in this corner. Maybe something like this is better. And with this, I jump and hit my head on this with MP9 or rifle, whatever. And use this flash to clear. Like, if you do the movement correct, I bounced my head on the wrong thing, but anyone who's playing here has to decide if they want to look at the flash and like try to kill you, or if they want to dodge the flash, at which point they will die to you. So it's a really neat way of retaking cave, and yeah, I quite like doing this. I don't know, actually. I don't think I have that many tricks for cave. I guess kind of for retaking B side, know that you can aim here. And you can Molotov the cubby. And also, I believe if you aim in the middle. Is it the middle here? Yeah, like this. You aim like this, you get a nade that goes down and like lands right on top of cubby. So if you're retaking, you have an extra HE or whatever, if they know your cave anyway. You can try this lineup. It is significant damage in this area, and it's an area that a lot of people play. For AWP, I have a couple of tricks. One of them is, if you walk down here and you get boosted, you can actually check this and see someone's leg sitting here. A lot of people, when they hold banana, sit like this, and if you do this boost, they actually can't see you at all, but you can just kill them for free. That's a really neat boost. I think there is an angle in Donut. I think it might be this one, where if you're holding down here, even if the T's are peeking from up here, you will actually see their shadow before they peek. So you can hold this, and even if someone peeks from on top, you will see the shadow first and you can adjust and then kill them. I believe from here, the angle is like too tight that you don't see the shadow first, really. At least I know I've experienced this myself. I think for AWP there is not really that many tricks that I'm thinking of right now. Not other than that. For mid player, I guess I mean for AWP and mid player, just like you can do this self boost. You can also get run boosted here, but this can be really a cool trick. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have that much for mid actually. There are not so many cool tricks on this map, I guess. One as A player, at least I can tell you, is actually for A player I have a few tricks. So I mean, it's very meta to jiggle close with Molotov, and it's because you can always drop this and get your gun out and fight, so long as you're not blind. You have like shadow advantage on this side, and if they're at the back, they anyway can't like catch you. But I also like to use this angle sometimes, where if the T's, you know, are sneaking out, I won't see them if they walk close on this wall. But most people will peek like tempo and stuff, and then they will go like this and peek CT. And now I'm killing them from here. So it's like a really good off angle to play. I use it a lot when I'm playing A. And recently I've learned as well, you can sit up here on the sign and hold a Molotov. And if they go to the right, you can see them. And if they don't go to the right, you can see the shadow here on the wall. And then you can just drop your Molo and go down and hold. And it's you get very late contact, but it's very safe, and you can use blocking util when you get contact, so that's very, very cool. One last trick, I guess, is, while it seems pretty crazy, I've seen Robs play here, and it is, you know, very aim dependent, and not a great place to be if they rush or if they want to do an A-pop. But if they don't do any of those things, it's just a really weird position where you can see the shadow, obviously if they do bad movement. But even for them to peek you, like, they will have to peek this angle, which just makes no sense, and no one does this. Everyone will be aiming towards this, or like at max here, and will have to adjust. But you will, because they are so close on the corner, have a really big advantage here. And same kind of goes for the deep angle. No one peeks this. So they will always be peeking like that, and you will be shooting them before. So it's like a really weird angle. I guess you could even sit in front if you would like. But yeah, it's super weird, and you can definitely yeah, give that a go. Yeah, I really wish I had a trick for mid, but as CT I don't think I have anything. I guess I have one. Probably a lot of people know it. I call it frozen. But if there's no window smoke and you play this angle, it's possible for you to hold red room and also hold donut info. And this is interesting because, you know, if people go red room, like, they might kind of try to clear you, but it's still kind of awkward. Like, maybe they're holding deep or whatever and then go closer and they try to peek it. But especially if they go donut, they will almost never go like this and see you. So you will always be killing people in the back on this angle, and for that reason, it's very, very strong. I have one other trick actually for donut player. At some point, people were doing this and jiggling with smoke, and when they get contact, they drop it. But use this; it's better. It works as like a door stopper in a way. Like, you can't go further than this, and so for that reason, like, you can just spam this without having to worry about like messing up the movement and swinging too far out or something like this. Plus, for T's to kill you, I mean, they have to peek this and find you here. And this is potentially possible with an AWP, But with the rifle, it's basically impossible. It's always very safe. You can always just drop this smoke, and yeah, it's really really a cool trick. Any questions, guys? Okay, I will move on to Anubis. I'm not sure if I will be able to do those two, but if I don't have time for that, we can just make another session about this in the future, because I think these are some pretty cool tricks. And I mean, this is for now only CT tricks, but we can do this on every map on T as well, because on T I know a ton of tricks as well. So CT Anubis B, I have a lot of tricks. I've played this area quite a bit. You know, one of the main things you want to be doing is just you want to be not wasting your util, and so jumping like this can be good. I sometimes try to stay a little bit up on the stairs, and there is a cutout here where if you jiggle like this, like if you find the right angle, it's like you can see a little bit extra, but for the T's who are peeking you, they won't really be able to, you know, kill you in this gap. And so it's like a way to give yourself a little bit extra chance of surviving if you jiggle. I also sometimes jump like this for info. And if I do get contact, you know, using this rock is always good. You can molo or you can smoke here, and it's shaped in a way where you can block off this area with util. One of my favorite tricks as B player is early round or late round, doing a smoke that goes a little deeper than normal. So something like this. It looks mostly like a regular smoke from the T's, except it extends further out. And this gives you the opportunity to walk through it, jump up on the back, look over the smoke, and start like clearing B and just taking fights. And this is super nice because it's very unexpected, especially if you do it mid round. If you do it early round and you play high elo, doing a smoke like this will almost certainly make it so the T will nade away the smoke. If you try to make this move, he will try to kill you, or you will take massive damage from the HE. But doing this in the mid round is a really cool way to get B info, especially because if you don't waste your util, you will be having information and know that no one can be on the right side. If you then do the smoke while going close, you can time it, and you will actually make it to the right side before the T. And it's a really good way to win the battle there on the B main guy. For connector, I will see actually if there's something more I want to say. I guess just it's not really a trick, but just using flashes here is really strong. I know there are some flashes where you can do something like this, and then do the second one like, I don't know how exactly. I guess maybe you do jump for forward, but you can basically do like flashes out in B lobby. There's also a smoke you can land. I don't know the lineup exactly, but something like this. It might in fact be up here instead. That kind of extends to the whole thing, where you can take the B area. Yeah, but yeah. For con SCT, this is a very used off angle, and it's extremely strong. As T, even if you know, like if you fully expect someone sitting there, winning this fight is actually tricky, and it's yeah, worth it for you to consider. I know there are like a bunch of gimmicky like smokes. I don't know the lineups, but I'm pretty sure there are some smokes you can throw. Something like this, where if you do it correctly, they act almost like a one-way on the left side. And my personal opinion is this isn't that great of a move, but now you know it's there. Con is not a position on CT I've played a whole lot, but I want you guys to know you can always jiggle left side with Molotov. I talked about this before. If you get contact, you can just drop the Molotov like this, and you've blocked this area for a while. You can also always jiggle from the right, and if you get contact, you bounce the Molotov like that, and you block this area for a while. So, know this. This is super good to do. Another thing as well, there are a couple of off angles over on B. If you sit like this, it's off angle for con, because typically people will be looking in this area, looking like this, and then they will start looking here, and this is when you now kill them in the side. This is a powerful off angle, kind of same case as you're going out B main. You know, you're checking this, and as soon as you move up here, you start peeking con, and that is when now you die from here. Another off angle that a lot of people probably know is you can hide yourself behind a pillar. You can hold this. It's again kind of the same case. You know, you're going out, you're checking this, you don't see, and now maybe you look here or you look here, and now you die from here. These small off angles are something that can give you an advantage. I don't know the exact lineup here, but I know there's maybe just something like this. You can underhand jump throw a flash that goes over, and it makes it so, you know, B lobby players have a hard time of focusing this area, even dodging the flash, but you can peek with it yourself. So maybe something like this, you can peek with it. Pretty cool. I think also I don't exactly know how, but I saw someone online do a kind of jump throw smoke like this, something. Maybe someone can see the idea here. I don't know the lineup, but oh, there's a molo. I think this will probably work though. But okay, that was not how that was planned to work. There's basically a lineup where you can smoke the back of con, but without having to do it from here. And the idea is just if the T's have done a lot to take con control. Again, I don't know the lineup, but there is for sure a lineup where you can do a smoke, and as long as something like this, I guess. You can actually smoke the back of con, and then after doing this smoke, you will be able to, you know, I don't know, I'm just thinking, but it's probably some kind of a flash lineup you can do as well, where you use it to take con. Yeah, there definitely is some kind of lineup. It would be really cool if you could bounce it on that lower ring. Yeah, no, it doesn't work. But yeah, definitely some kind of an angle you can take where you can bounce a flash, or even just with the smoke start contacting in with a teammate or something like this. So there's a way of blocking this area late. That's a good tip to know. As AWP, yeah, not a whole lot on B. Like, there are a lot of good angles you can take, but I think this is something that's pretty obvious, so I will kind of skip that. I think around mid, one of the really powerful things to do with AWP is playing this off angle. It is kind of where if someone walks this way, they will absolutely die, but also if someone walks this way, you have so much advantage on them because they are far closer to the corner than you are, and this is basically a free frag every single time. The best counter to this is the classic Molotov from the T's, like this one. But in a lot of cases, you actually can stand on the off angle without burning. And even if not, you can have your mid player ready with a smoke in case you do burn or in case you shoot. So the smoke, is used to take off the Molotov. So when you take a shot, boom, you just jump back and now you're safe. It's super cool. I think an interesting setup that people never play is having your rifle playing either here or playing here. Or even playing here. And having your AWP playing like this. Or like this. Like this, you are hidden from the door and you can hold the window. And any of these angles will make it so you as rifle can basically not die from window. But if someone comes out the door and tries to like kill your AWP teammate, you will kill them. So imagine the T is doing a mid take, and now I kill this guy. Maybe his teammate wants to swing out the doors and try to like push this area fast, or goes here and like takes out a Molotov and wants to like Molotov it or whatever. They will die. So this is a pretty cool mid setup. I think also starting here with AWP is really powerful. You can start here. You can have your teammate play anti-flash. I always, on this position, say if I'm going to shoot on a flash or not. A lot of good players use like this bounce flash as a way to find out if the AWP is playing A or not. So sometimes on purpose will just not shoot on this and I will have my teammate turn and then I can recontact. But some cases I will, if I think they're going to take it with the flash, I will shoot on the flash and potentially get a kill. If people do the A main smoke, if you're here with AWP and your teammate is close, they can boost you above it and you can see if someone walks in. Really good to know. It can be done with rifle as well, but just now you know it. For any of these 3 players, if you're rotating over from B or whatever, if you go to the top of the stairs and you aim here, this is a pillar Molotov, and you can use a smoke here as well if you want. Now, I know as well that there was a lineup. I just don't know how. But there is a way where you can line up in a way at the top of the stairs where let me see. Something kind of like that. Trust me on this. You can maybe find it yourself. I think actually even it might be from the side of this door. But basically you can find a smoke that bounces off the pillar and smokes off aiming in a good way. So it's possible to do like a Molotov pillar and an aiming smoke. Again, just trust me on this. And yeah, I can show this smoke as well. I don't know how useful it realistically is, but if you go into this, you aim here, you do normal jump throw. This is a smoke that lands extremely fast and smokes off pillar completely. And it pushes the pillar player like kind of out to an uncomfortable position. It kind of reduces the impact an AWP can have in this area because this is not nice to play up in. And if you're just standing and fading the smoke, you're really not doing a whole lot. So there's a potential retake smoke you could try if you feel like it. It's also a NATO suffix special. I've shown this smoke as well before. I'm not sure if I actually remember it. I definitely don't. Something like this, I hope. Very close. Not sure if I can I line it up? I guess like this. Maybe? Yes. Yes. Here's a smoke. That's interesting if you want to push out B. You aim here and you walk until you hit this thing. It pops extremely fast, and what it does is it isolates the only B player. So if he's playing out here, or down here, or whatever, it's extremely hard for him to get any help from his teammates. And it might make him play very passive. And if he does, then you win a whole lot of area, basically. So, yeah, let's try this one, maybe. For mid player, one trick that I've used in the past is if you want to nade right side, but you don't want to peek, you can bounce the nade like this. It's not perfect, but it does do the trick. There probably is even a jump throw lineup you can throw that is better. Maybe jump throw forward or something like this. Actually, I think what I did was pretty decent. Yeah, that's something you can do. I think as mid player there isn't that much nice stuff you can do, but what you can do is you can, if you're sitting here, you can hold a flash. This part is like open, so top of this, and if the T's do a window smoke, you can do on the top of the stair this nade, which you can peek with. If you have a teammate here ready with a flash, you know, this is a super powerful combo where, you know, you flash over, and then at the same time you jump, nade the smoke, and you check it. Also, I forgot to say, this flash extremely powerful. Get stuck in here, aim here, one running step. This is a flash that is basically impossible for the T's to dodge, but is extremely good to peek mid with. So if you have your mid teammate ready with this flash, you can do the nade, you flash, and now you will kill everyone in mid. Really, really cool. As mid player, if you get pressured in mid and you can't hold it, just play from camera. All these angles are good, like this. This is good. You can even let them out camera. You can go play close A main with your teammate. Mid is not an area you have to keep control of. In case you ask me why, it's because no one basically ever does a B split on Anubis. I've said this since the dawn of time for Anubis. B split does not happen. Maybe once out of 100 rounds. And so, because of this, it's, you can give up mid control as long as you are sitting in a position to defend the A side, basically. So, yes, that's that. For A player, a lot of tricks. There's a nade lineup for stairs like this. Bomb. There is a nade lineup like this if you want to double nade. Bomb. There is, I use this Molotov lineup sometimes. You can go here, double click here. It's a Molotov that goes out and lands out here. Blocks off early. You can always do this as well. Or bouncing a Molotov here. I don't know the lineup exactly, but there is a lineup here where you aim somewhere like this. And, yeah, if you do it correct, you can get a Molotov to land down here. It might even be like a little lower and that it hits with less of an angle. I really want this to work because it looks so damn cool. But it might be like way lower and more to the side. Like that basically. Now you guys just have to figure out what I did because I don't know. But there is definitely a lineup here where you can Molotov the entrance of A main from a safe position. And the reason why this is interesting is because you can throw a nade in the same way after the Molotov. And it will deal very good damage to anyone who is like going to try to take over this area right after the Molotov. You can also potentially, there's a lot of things you can do with this. You can do the Molo and then follow it up with the smoke. And if you do it right, you can smoke this while not really being in the area. Yeah. A whole lot of info dumping, guys. I hope you've been able to keep up, otherwise there will be a video for you.
I wrote everything down.
Okay, that's really, really smart. This is an underrated position for late round because it rarely gets checked. Like when people go out like this, they will go and clear like that, and then they will peek this, and then they will clear this. So if you have like a proper angle on this, you will potentially kill someone here. Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess if you want to push A, you can do this flash, jump throw. It goes over, you can flash yourself. Also, you can flash from mid to over A, which is pretty interesting because they have no chance of hearing this flash. Yeah. I think that is pretty much it. For CT Anubis, some quick tricks. Yes, I can't really. I mean, there are for sure more tricks, like I can always show you guys more. I have used the smoke for a long time, but I believe it's like this. If you want to, for example, smoke mid for your teammate, I think it's like that. But I wanted to show you something that maybe you guys don't know, and some of these tricks are mine. So yeah, use and abuse them, guys, before people take them as well, and it becomes potentially meta. Yeah, no, that's actually I'm looking at the map. I don't really see any tricks that I want to share on CT side, so I guess moves us into the last part, which is any questions.
None from me, thank you.
That's all right. I'll give you guys like 1 or 2 minutes to sit, just in case you do come up with something. But yeah, I think there's a whole lot of good. But I have so many tips I want to share on T side as well. That will have to be another episode. I can show one last thing. If no one comes up with a question before then. This is something that's very valuable to know if you're the B player. So a lot of people like to do this lurk smoke. And the way I deal with the lurk smoke, because it can be pretty annoying, is if this lurk smoke comes, I like to Molotov behind it. This makes the lurk smoke useless, if the Molotov lands correctly. It makes the lurk smoke useless for the time being. And after this, I will wait like 1 or 2 seconds, then I will nade the lurk smoke. And, you know, now... Okay, I will throw the lurk smoke one more time and I'll try not to fail the Molotov. You'll see how I like to do it. But basically, you know, I'll be jumping info until it goes down. And when it does, I will try the Molotov behind the smoke. While the Molotov is burning, I think now it turned off again because it's kind of, I don't know, I need to Molotov a bit further. But let's assume the Molotov is here. Then now, I will wait a little bit. I will nade the smoke. If they're still not here, I will chill a little bit. Maybe I will ask my teammate to nade the smoke as well. Bomb. And if they still didn't go in when we do the second nade, the smoke is basically about to fade. It sounds like a whole lot of stuff to use against the lurk smoke, but I think the main point of the lurk smoke from a T perspective is forcing out blocking util from the B player. And so obviously they do force out my Molotov, but they don't force out my smoke. And this means that if they want to come back and like full execute B at a later time, I now have my smoke still. And if they do, you know, something that's not a B pop, I can smoke B main when they do smokes. And now we can actually block this area and play in front of the smokes if we choose to do so. Which I think is very powerful. Another good counter to the lurk smoke. And this is high level stuff. But I'll show it regardless. I'll let my smoke here fade. Perfect. So if you play against a T who always does the lurk smoke, ask your AWP to come with you and sit jail at the start. You can sit here and sometimes you can look above the lurk smoke depending on how it lands. And this is a free kill if he wants to try to come close. So it's possible for you to keep this information and potentially get an opening kill without using any util at all. But also, if people do this smoke, before it pops, the AWP can move in front and hold this angle, and the rifle can move up on the left side. If the AWP shoots and kills, you know, amazing. You can probably swing out and you can take over B area if you want to. If the AWP misses, you can still as a rifle swing out and try to kill the guy who is close, or maybe there are multiple people close. But it is a pretty risk-free way of searching an entry as an AWP. And even if it does go wrong, you have a sort of plan B with the rifle swinging off of it. And yeah, it's one of my favorite counters to the lurk smoke simply because it, yeah, it's just amazing. It makes it really difficult for the guy who's using the lurk smoke to get any value from it. The only thing he gains is that the AWP will be starting B, but you know, this is not something the AWP has to do every single round if the guy is doing lurk smoke, and it's only something that locks the AWP in position for like the first 15 seconds potentially. So yeah, there's that, and then also there is actually a boost you can do, I think, where the rifle sits like this. The AWP jumps on top, and you peek up here, and you can kill the rifle guy if he's playing like the headshot angles. You peek in some really weird angle, and it can be kind of neat. Yes, that kind of concludes, I think, the tips and tricks that I had for you guys on CG side that I think are kind of lesser known, or at least something that you guys might learn from. I want to ask one last time, is there someone who has a dying question that they need answered? I'll take that as a no. Thank you so much, guys, as always, for coming and listening to me yap on about Counter-Strike for, 1 hour, 10 minutes or something like this. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the session, the people here in the Academy. I want to stress again, if you have not joined the Academy and you're watching this on YouTube, there is a link in the description where you can try it out for free, basically. And yeah, you can help pick topics of conversation, just like you can ask questions live, or you can interrupt my session in the middle if you want to make sure that you are understanding everything. It would be so sad to watch a YouTube video of this session and there would be something you don't understand, but you have no way of asking the question. So I definitely recommend signing up for the Academy and giving it a go. Since there are no questions, guys, I just want to thank you all for coming, and I hope you enjoyed the session one more time. For you guys who are here live, and I guess also for the people in the YouTube video, in case you don't know, I am going on vacation from tomorrow on, and I will be gone for the next 3 sessions. No, I think actually only the next 2 sessions, potentially. I'll be back on the 4th. I'm not sure exactly which day this is in the month. But, yeah, just be aware. You won't be seeing me the next couple of weeks, but I will return with a fresh mindset and hopefully some even better ideas for future Gosu sessions.